Welcome back to Exquisitely Aligned. You may be on your path to having it all, the house, family, money, and travel, when suddenly something shatters your ideal world. It shifts your perspective. You're grateful for all that you have, yet you realize or decide having it all isn't all that. It may leave you feeling unhappy, unsatisfied, or even unfulfilled. You're left wanting something even more meaningful, fulfilling. But you can't quite put it into words. Others, they just don't get it. They try to pacify you. And when they do that, that may leave you feeling guilty. I get it. I've stood in your shoes. Hi, I'm Gina. Today we'll be discussing the art of creating beauty through travel and exploration. There's so much to this that this will be the first of two parts. Are you a wanderlust born with a strong desire for exploring the world? Do you delight in new experiences? If you said yes, this is for you. Now, if you said no, this is for you also, to inspire you to enjoy all the benefits that traveling has to offer. There are great benefits to experiences, adventures, and travel. Here are 8 of my favorite that I had to share with you. Remember, because this is a two-parter, we're going to go deep in through 1 through 4. And I'm hoping by the end, you'll feel like travel's your new prescription or new remedy. Number 1, less stress, heart attack, and depression. Yes, you heard me right. Let me repeat it. Less stress, heart attack, and depression. That right there could be an entire episode, but I do have more. Number 2, sharpen your mind. Number 3, expands your perspective. Number 4, connect with friends old and new. Number 5, experience the real deal. Number 6, movement. Some call it exercise. Number 7, vitamin D, vitamin C, and Mother Nature. And number 8, reconnect to your truths and your desires. Today, we'll be discussing numbers 1 through 4. So let's start with the powerful number 1, less stress, heart attack, and depression. Framingham Heart Study followed female participants for 2 decades, 20 years. They found that people who took less vacation, like 1 week every 6 years, I don't know about you, but if I did that, I would have a free room and board at our local mental health facility. I need vacations. 1 week every 6 years is giving me anxiety as we speak. Okay, I think I've got my composure back. Those people were found to be 2.5 times more likely to suffer from a heart attack. I can see why, can you? We need a break, we desire a break, and we deserve a break. And those breaks have healthy benefits. The positives outweigh the negatives. A doctor who's the director of Spora Health reported to Good Health RX that regular vacations help lower the risk of stroke, type 2 diabetes, and heart attack. Again, amazing stuff. I've always felt the calling to vacation and travel and its healthy benefits. But to be able to share these facts with you makes me smile from the inside. Lowering our stress level is something I'm on my kids and my husband all the time. I've lived a high stress life more than once, I would say intimately, and it wreaks havoc on our body like it did mine. It's not fun. It's not healthy. And if you don't have to live a high stress life, I would advise against it. Talking about stress. Some people run from place to place to place till they are completely exhausted and go to sleep only to awake to do it all again. I see it happening here in the neighborhood. When this happens, we become creatures of habits. Our lives become very rigid with routines. And we end up with the same schedule every week, every month, every year, and it's boring. We drive the same routes unless there's an accident or road closure, right? We succumb to mediocrity. These schedules have no freedom built into them. There's no room for beauty to appear. That's a mundane life. And I'm here to advocate against it. You see, when we live like that, our mind becomes inflexible. And that causes us stress. And if we do this for long periods of time, especially if you have at least one child or more, you become really stressed. It's been proven that when we remove ourselves from that nuttiness and take a vacation, we are removing our stress as well. Think about it. By simply removing ourselves from our overly scheduled life, we are lowering our stress risk, our risk of heart attack and depression. You are placing yourself in a new environment, a new routine, allowing yourself to break free from the monotony, freeing yourself to explore and experience something new, something exciting. This releases stress. Not just while you're away, it's been proven to have lasting effects, lowering stress for about 1 to 1.5 months after you travel. Maybe that's why we used to vacation every other month, I must have been feeling it wear off. Okay, back to reality. Vacationing every month would be phenomenal. Depression. Okay, depression. It has also been shown that travel helps boost our mood, helping people who suffer with depression. I've lived with someone with depression, and it's not easy to watch. It's not easy for them to thrive. I think of travel and vacations like our personal pharmacy, boosting our mood, lowering our risk of heart attack, and releasing stress. Oh, so healthy. Number 2, sharpen your mind. Leave behind your day-to-day schedule in exchange for new sights, sounds, schedules, street scenery, sure to fire the synapses of your brain. We feel safe in our surroundings. I get it. I've witnessed it over and over again. There's a statistic that states that most automobile accidents happen within a small radius, might have been 5 miles, of where the driver lives. I don't know it exactly, but it can be said that we get real comfortable in our surroundings, real relaxed. Not that we stop paying attention, but very relaxed, almost too much relaxed. After all, this is where we live, right? We feel at home in this tiny radius. The opposite, the complete opposite is true when we travel. By placing ourselves in new environments, we are naturally more alert, more alive. This sharpens, not shapes, well, maybe it shapes too, our mind, like fuel. Remember in the other episodes I said beauty is super fuel? Well, that energetic exchange, that's what I'm talking about. New surroundings fuel our brain to become more alert, more alive, more awake. It happens naturally because we are no longer in our comfort zone. It's instinctual. And when we are more alert, our senses are heightened. New sights, new sounds, new smells, new things to touch and feel, new things to taste. I think that's my favorite. It's another way for us to explore. I really do love exploring through food because that is one of my desires. My truth is, I take life in through taste. Many people are amazed when we start working together and get down to the pieces that really make them come alive. That's why I always start from this place of our design. Then we continue discovering from there. And those discoveries help us plan future fun activities for them and their loved ones to enjoy. Okay, let's get back to what I was talking about. I think it was sharpening our mind. It is said that as you sharpen your mind, you become more creative. You become the artist. You then make things even more beautiful, whether it be your surroundings, your conversations, your image. You get it. You create beauty. You become the artist of your life, creating what you wish to see in the world. And that is powerful. Number 3, expand your perspective. Each journey you take allows you to transform, or let's say transcend. Or maybe there's another word you prefer better. I don't like the word grow, because we are no longer children. We are not growing. Although some of us who are fighting hormone issues, we might be growing in the wrong direction, right? That's me at least. But we are transcending, we are transforming. And there might be a better word that you decide you like better. So as usual, place that word in there. I'm not here to be your authority. I'm here just to shine a light and then ask you to run it past your inner essence and decide what's right for you. Remember, I'm not here to win you over. I'm just here to share a new way of seeing and thinking. Okay, back to the topic. We just spoke about all those ways you are exposed to new things, kind of like a potpourri for all of your senses. And we spoke about conversations, learning new things about the people you meet, the culture, its history, their ways of thinking, being, and living. All exciting stuff. All opening ourselves up to new possibilities. Lots of possibilities. I'm a big believer in connections. That's probably because I'm a connector. It comes naturally to me. It's what I do when I sleep. And that's probably why I was up in the middle of the night, thinking about who I can connect you with. At any rate, these experiences, these connections, they help us transcend into being an even better version and vision of ourselves. It's true. Think about it for a moment. These experiences and connections help us understand and empathize with others on a deeper level. We become more tolerant to other people's ways. We become more empathetic and empathic to their situations. And we may decide that we wish to take bits and pieces of what they're learning or what they're doing and use them ourselves. I know typically I come home with new ideas, maybe some new cocktail recipes like this past trip, some new food recipes or new ways of cooking. My family knows I like to collect colorful hand-painted bowls and wooden bowls and plates. I have some from Hawaii, Mexico, Costa Rica, Morocco, and Italy. I think that's about all. So when we travel and expand our perspective, we have a better understanding of other people and other cultures. This naturally brings about more empathy. Think for a moment what the world could be like if there was more tolerance, understanding, and empathy towards others. Divine, right? More love, less hate. Absolutely beautiful. That's what we're here for. I also need to mention this is not just an outside thing. It's an inside thing or journey as well. You see, when you travel, you understand yourself even better as well. You'll feel more connected to your truths and desires. You'll instantly know what you like and what you don't. You'll reconnect to those deep truths and desires that you may have disconnected from due to the overscheduled world we live in. There's typically no room in that mundane schedule for what truly brings you joy, is there? I mean, be honest. Number 4, connect with friends old and new. Let's face it, life has us very busy, overscheduled in my opinion. And we are less likely to drum up a conversation with a stranger, or what I like to call a new friend. But what I find is that while on vacation, everyone seems to be so relaxed and ready to chat. Whether it be about the weather, the view, the restaurant they just found, you name it, they are ready to share and share freely. I believe that when you travel, you are more likely to be surrounded by like-hearted and like-minded souls. Let's face it, we typically don't spend our resources to go to places that we know are not a good match. For instance, I'm a water lover. I love to book vacations near the ocean. So I meet other water lovers when I'm away. One time when I was teaching yoga for a beautiful resort in the Dominican Republic, I had the pleasure of having Deborah in my class. I was her yoga teacher, and she in turn was my teacher, my life teacher. You see, when we went around the classroom to introduce ourselves, I had them say one thing they love about being at the ocean, because the class was taught in the sand by the sea every day with a beautiful, amazing view of the ocean. Deborah said, "I'm from Paris, where the buildings are everywhere. The view is limited. I love being at the sea because of the expansive, breathtaking views." It was like a flat forehead moment for me. Oh my gosh, I always knew I was a water girl. I figured I got it from my dad. I thought it was simply about the healing benefits of the salt water and the feeling of the sand beneath my feet, and of course, the warmth of the sunshine lighting up the way. But it's true. I love and feel best where the view is expansive. I am an energy sensitive person, and most of us who are, we like to have more space, be it in our home, our hotel room, anywhere for that matter. So you see, I was grateful for that divine meeting with the beautiful Parisian named Deborah. They used to say 6 degrees of separation, at least when I was a kid. But I think that's no longer true. I'm guessing it's more like, 3 or 4. Maybe it's 1 or 2 because of world travel and the internet. I'm guessing you've had some of those experiences where you met lovely, like-hearted and like-minded people through your travels. I find that with Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and Skype, it's easy to stay in touch when you return home. Soon you have friends around the country or around the world or both. You begin sharing travel tips with other wanderlusts who appreciate similar things as you, where they have been and where they are going, what they loved and what they would avoid. And that's priceless information. It's like having, a team of personal travel concierges. How cool would that be? Placing yourself in a new environment will also spark new conversations. Yet another way to sharpen your mind. And who knows, those conversations can create new connections for life. I know I've made 2 lovely friends while in Costa Rica. Although we each live in the United States, we are sprinkled around the country. The 3 of us keep connected via Facebook, and it's really lovely to be a part of their life that way. So what about old friends? I mentioned connecting with friends old and new. Maybe you travel to meet up with a friend who's moved. I've recently left the East Coast, North Carolina to be exact, to live here in sunny Southern California. I think that's funny. I always say sunny, but it is sunny. And some of my friends have made the trek. Again, opening new conversations of what we're enjoying in our new playground, what we've noticed as differences, etc. You get the idea. We are connecting in a new way, like when we take them sightseeing. It's like being on vacation with them. Let's talk about your family. If you travel with your family, it changes up the conversations. I love traveling with my family, especially when our kids were younger. It was great to have my parents along. And for that, I'm grateful they made the trips with us. They got to see our kids play in different ways, and we had different conversations. So let's recap. Number 1, less stress, heart attack, and depression. Number 2, sharpen your mind. Number 3, expands your perspective. Number 4, connect with friends, old and new. Please join me next episode when I'll share number 5, the experience of the real deal and all of its benefits. Number 6, movement or exercise. Number 7, vitamin D, vitamin C, and Mother Nature. And number 8, reconnect to your desires and truths. I think we both can agree that immersing yourself in the experience is more interesting and thrilling. And no, I'm not a travel agent. I'm a life artist, although I do like taking clients on retreats. But for the most part, I help people create beauty in every aspect of their lives. Because I know beauty is superfuel. It really is. It enriches our lives. It inspires us to be the truest version of ourselves, no matter what's going on around us. I know there's nothing wrong with you. I know there's nothing that needs to change about you. I also know that many people have become disconnected to their truths and their desires. And that leaves us searching for that missing piece, a kind of like yearning, I guess. And that's what my work is all about, helping you discover that missing piece, even if your life is a little imperfect, like mine, and allowing you to live and experience life differently in a richer, a deeper, and even more fulfilling way. And one of the many ways I do this with clients is to help them create their most amazing lives filled with beauty. A life that has even more of what they desire and deserve. Things that make them healthier, happier, and inspire them to be their truest self, to surround themselves in beauty, because after all, beauty is superfuel. It really is. Beauty truly enriches our lives and brings forth our truest version and vision of ourselves. And when that happens, watch out, world, because you become exactly what you see missing in the world today. And that's life-changing for you and for everyone who comes in contact with you. Until next time, pack your bags and be even more exquisite.